Good morning, gang. This is Joyce with Skipping Calves Farms. We're fixing to get some cool weather here. It's after tax day, and I was doing something else, and I looked up, and this is what I saw. So, what are you looking at? You're probably looking at the beginning of a hive swarming. A couple of weeks ago, I should have added a second box and checkerboarded it to combine the two boxes, but I just put a new box on the top. And there were a lot of bees in the box. So this is the time when what a colony will do is divide itself in half, make some queen cells, which are daughter queens. They're the only, they're a very special kind of cell and a special kind of bee. They're the only ones that can lay eggs. And so they probably went in and laid a bunch of eggs in the top box and are now deciding. They've had bees go out and scout a new location, and now they've decided, well, half of the bees are going to go with the old queen to a new location, and half of the bees will stay behind and raise a new queen. That's how honeybees multiply and divide in terms of a hive. Now, I'm just standing here. I don't have any special gear on, and the bees are totally leaving me alone. They're going to totally ignore me. There's a pretty good chance that in the middle of that beard at the bottom of the box, the queen might be in there. And what they're doing now is they're just kind of all gearing up, and you probably cannot tell this on the phone, but if you can hear that humming, it's getting a little bit louder. So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of bees. There's probably hundreds of bees in the air around me. There's probably, I don't know, 400 or 500 bees in that beard. What they've done in the past when they've gone to swarm, queens can't really fly very well. What the worker bees will do is for a week or so, they won't feed the queen as much, and so she'll lose weight so she can actually fly. They've already had scouted out another place, which is probably about a quarter of a mile down the road. There's another neighbor of mine who's a beekeeper, and he caught one of my swarms last year. That's probably where these guys are going too. So now a lot of times what they'll do is they'll gather up here on the front of the hive, and then they'll hit a staging area. Now, for my bees, usually that staging area is up here on the top of this oak tree. And you may get a cluster the size of a softball, soccer ball, or a beach ball, depending upon the number of bees in the hive. And then she'll rest, and then they'll move on, and she'll start a new hive with half of the bees, and the other half of the bees will stay behind, and hopefully one of those queens will hatch, get mated, and come back. So it works about 70% of the time, but not always. And if she doesn't come back, then they have no way of making any other queens. If she's killed all the other queen cells in the hive, which they often will do, but sometimes they'll also stagger the age of the queen cells in the hive. So if she goes out and doesn't come back, there may be a younger queen cell that can still hatch and give it a second try. Not really a good time Well, it's not a bad time to swarm. It would be a bad time for a new queen to be out, going out and getting mated, because we're going to be getting some cold weather here in a few days. So I'm going to put the phone real close and see if you can hear the sound of a swarm as it's just getting started. The sound of a swarm is actually a lot louder. So that's what it looks like. And if I see any other evidence of what's going on later on, I'll let you know, but that's what I would expect to happen. But it all depends on how long it takes them to get the queen to get her act together. You know, she's got to get ready for her vacation, her traveling entourage. So with that, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing the dream.